Welcome, folks. Welcome, one and all, to the broadcast. And today we'll be digging. Um, we'll be digging. So feel free to comment if you got a comment. I'm just gonna dig a trench. So I used the ripper. I used the ripper. I'll show it to you when I finish digging the trench. I'll show it to you on the back of the machine, and we'll do another stretch because I got to go from here to the trailer with the Ethernet cable. But this is the expensive cable that comes with the Starlink, and I don't want anything to happen to it, so I'm going to bury the whole thing from here. This is temporary until I get the house, and then it'll be bolted onto the house or strapped on and clamped onto the house. But until then, here we go. The good thing about soft sand is it's easy to dig. The problem is it's coming in. Uh, of It did a fantastic job of ripping small roots and the uh, the topsoil, the organics, the grass and vines that are intertwined there. So if you try to do that by hand, it's quite annoying. This is quite simple. It's tedious, it's work, but it's compared to virgin ground, it's a blast. Yeah. And I might invent some kind of a toy to do it in the future. But for now, I'm in. The roots don't help either. All right, let's uh, let's give you a different angle here, folks. All right. Lots of roots. I hear a woodpecker knocking out there. cut the sides so they don't fall in. That's the roots. All this just to get good internet, huh? Hey, folks. All right. Let me start working my way that way. Now, I didn't rip this side, so I'm going to have to do it manually. But it is what it is. Because I got too much stuff in the way. Shovel time. Hey, Dave. Good to see you. Ah, right, folks. I gotta remove this because this is going over and I can't pull the thing out right now. So, time for a little. Be right back. Right. Almost there. Almost there. Yeah. Right. There you go. Okay, folks. Let's see how you guys are doing there. I'm gonna go over to the to pick up some tie straps, some tie wraps, right over there. So I'll be right back. Then I'll grab some Diet Coke. I'm thirsty. Hot out here. So glad I'm working in the shade. It's hot out there in the sun. Let's get you over to the other side here so I can tie wrap this and continue. You're a truck. I always wonder if it's UPS. Okay. Now we carefully lay our thing. Like I said, all this for internet. You guys on the side. I need the other shovel. I'll be right back. The rake actually is better. Uh, how you guys doing? All right, here we go. And now for the cover. Time for a Diet Coke break, folks. Tom, I'm not running a conduit because this is only a temporary. Um, well, first of all, the connectors on the ends, I would need at least a 3-inch PVC conduit because they're 2.5 inches wide. This is a Starlink proprietary cable. So, uh, unless I slit the whole PVC and carefully thread it in that way, um, that's one. Number two, it's temporary. So the final installation is going to go on top of the roof, on top of the as of yet built steel building, and it'll go into the steel building, so it won't be an issue underground. This is because right there is the only spot in the entire property until I elevate it 20 feet that has a clear tree, um, no obstructions. I mean, there's the property. Trees, 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 trees. There's an area there, but unfortunately, the trees right above my head block that from that southern sky. So, so as far as Starlink is concerned, that's the only spot, and it's right on the edge. I mean, it's annoying to have there. Now, once I get up high enough over there in the middle, right now in the middle there was a 2% obstruction. Here there's zero. So with 2% obstruction, if I raised it 18 feet, which is what the height of the building will be, then I won't have an issue at all with obstructions. Um, and it'll be centralized. But at the moment, I'm stuck out here. Now, that tree, 60 feet, and it's the nearest object. So you notice that that box there. That's where my router is housed. I only get 75 feet from the router. Now I get the whole area gets covered with Wi-Fi, no problem. But I have an Ethernet adapter. The old models of Starlink were not IP54 like these are, um, which is not saying much, but it could get wet. So but it's not meant for outdoors. Well, that's why I put it in a box. But next to my camera there. The only issue is so it's not getting wet. The only issue is I have to run an Ethernet cable, but Ethernet I could run anywhere 300 feet to 1,000 feet, Cat 6, not a problem. So I could bury the Ethernet cable underground somewhere. And then there's, of course, the other obvious reason, because we're talking, I'm on a property that's 5 acres. Any run that I have, other than this little 75-foot run, all of my future runs, they're at least 150 to 200 feet each. I'm not buying that much PVC cable. It all gets buried. It's now it'll get buried with like I got UV direct burial cable. This one is not, but again, this is only going to be a 6 months to a year thing, and I just want to protect it because I got it laying on the grass here on the ground. I want it protected from the occasional Amazon driver that instead of going the proper way goes this way, which happened to me almost once. And I got a bunch of blocks set up and stuff, but where's my rake? Got a bunch of blocks. I had a bunch of blocks set up to block their way, but I don't want it exposed to the sun either. At least as little as possible. I mean, it is UV protected and it's meant to go on a roof, so it's not a problem. But I'm not taking any chances. I don't feel like spending $75 or $60 and waiting 4 or 5 weeks for another special order cable. So those are the long answers. Sorry if I'm a little winded today, but I'm a winded today. And thanks for the question. I do appreciate. I mean, whether it's somebody new, whether it's somebody that hasn't commented, long time watcher, first time caller, or Jeff or somebody like that. I'm like, I don't care who it is. I appreciate all the questions. 90 to 95% of them, I will say, I've likely already thought of it. Not to be immodest, but I spend a lot of time in my off time thinking of every possible contingency, and that's all I do. But um, there's that 5 to 10% where somebody goes, hey, that's a fantastic idea. I think I'll do that. And you'd be surprised because if I wouldn't have thought of putting it in a pipe already, I would have thought, why didn't I think of that? It's one of those. I mean, I've been in construction for God knows how many years. All pipes go underground. I mean, all things go in pipes, but um, you don't know that. Uh, so it's uh, it's tiring, is what it is. And this is only 75 feet of cable. I still got another. I wanted to run another Ethernet to the RV, but you know what? Because the Wi-Fi is so strong and I have my mesh network, I don't need it. I will, however, run because I do depend on the Ethernet cable from the router to the trailer, which has the one of the Deco boxes in it. Because that one, yeah, that will allow me to get uh, instead of 50 um, megabit speeds, I get 150 to 200 megabit speeds. It's a big difference. And if you guys are not getting speeds on your Wi-Fi network, you know, consider either going hardwired or um, going, shorter runs. Because I'll tell you, it's not always apparent. I got a few friends of mine who thought that the solution to poor Wi-Fi signals is, and it may have been at some times, is getting either a bunch of extenders or connecting um, access points throughout the whole house, more Wi-Fi points. Each one of those access points and Wi-Fi points is a different channel. Maybe not so much the extenders, but the Wi-Fi access points is a different channel. Over there, I just had to solve a problem. Thank God I could do it remotely at home. My wife had a problem with the internet, and it was somebody in the neighborhood changed their channels or updated their system or added something new, and there's always collision. There's only 16 or 32 different channels for Wi-Fi for the depending on the band, and yeah, it's such a low area. Like from here to my neighbor 600-700 feet away, it's not going to interfere if we're on the same channel because we've each got our little miniature network. But if you live in a house, if you're about 600 feet, you're talking in some cities that's well, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 houses. You know, 8 houses, 75-foot lots. So 8 houses, that's, and then now 8 houses that way, 8 houses this way, and then so you're probably talking anywhere between let's see, pi r squared. I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 or so, as many as 50. And if each house has multiple networks, 50 or 100 different networks, and you could see them in your house, or you can see the top few. Now, they're all clashing against each other. Well, so like I said, some people make the mistake if they have a well shielded house to either, I used to go hardwired. That's why that was the easy way. But once you get into Wi Fi, don't put a bunch of different access points. Buy yourself a good mesh network. Mesh is the latest technology. It's fantastic. They each communicate with each other on a mesh network. Right now, I've got one on this side, I've got one in the middle, and I've got one in the RV. And at home, I got it in all three. It's like an L-shaped house, so I got it on the corner on the two ends. They talk to each other as long as they're within range of each other. One of them's connected, hardwired to the internet. The rest of them are all repeating, if you will, their signal, but at a much higher rate, much more reliable. And here's the beautiful part. When you're walking along with your phone, let's say, or with your laptop, how many times, I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but, oh, I got to connect to this network. And then it's still connected to that network, even though it's super, super weak on the other end of the house. Now you have barely any signal, and you got to remind yourself to switch to a different network on the other side of the house. I'm sorry, that's idiocy. With a mesh network, you connect to one network, it follows you around. It's got beamforming technology. It first of all, it tracks you and then knows exactly where to send the signal. But on top of that, it will automatically hand off seamlessly to the strongest signal. So that's the way to do Wi-Fi currently. So I don't know if you guys do that or not, but I highly recommend it. Right now I'm stepping down, chomping down on the thing so I can put a little more dirt on it. Beautiful. Now, I still have the end because it's still uncovered. But, well, let me read any comments while I'm working on that side. No problem, Tom. I'm happy to get the the question. And Albert, I guess I don't know if you heard the response, but let's see. But real quickly, Al, the reason why I'm not using PVC is number one, it's temporary. Number two, this Starlink cable is about the ends. The connectors are about 2 inches, 2.5 inches. So I need 3-inch PVC for 80 feet. It's just a waste of money, especially for 6 months or a year, however long I'm out here. And, anyway, let me get the rest of my. Pretty soon I'll rip up another one of these with the tractor to run the Ethernet cable. Looking forward to that. Oh. Near a tree, so there's going to be a lot of roots, so it may only be superficial, but I'll try my best. Bring in the shovel. I don't want to use the ripper anywhere near the tree because, number one, it'll rip the roots or jam the ripper. So I'll show you guys the new ripper in a second when I finish here. going between roots, it's not easy. Good. As they say, that's as good as it gets. Well, there you are, folks. That's my biggest worry, is that cable. Because the Ethernet cable is a problem too, but if I accidentally snag the Ethernet cable and rip it, I can build another one. I mean, I've got thousands of feet of that stuff, so. But this is a special cable. All right, my first piece is done. Now, here's the thing. I was planning on, if it was easy, I was planning on burying all this. You see this here, there's an extension cord on the ground for my cameras all over the place. And I don't like the idea of burying extension cords. I mean, hey, I got GFCI protection and stuff, but if it pours rain and it gets the wrong, just in case. Now, the Ethernet cable, no problem. No problem burying that. Trouble is, what route do I take? I think I'm just going to go straight through the trailer. But I'm so tired. I'm just going to sit for a moment and have some, where's the settings, camera, and back camera, front camera. All right, folks, let me grab my Diet Coke. Thing is, I want to be able to run the mower. My mower hits 12, 15 miles an hour, and it pulverizes everything. And pretty soon we're getting to the. Right now, nothing's growing, but pretty soon it'll start growing. So let me be right back. Let me prepare my seat right here. That's a good seat. This is my little bench here. Oh, that feels good. Just some place to sit down for the moment, because it's. I'll tell you, in the shade right now, it's beautiful out here. I've got it's 88, 89, 90 degrees, but in the shade, it's hot, but it's pleasant. It's I say 75, 70. It's comfortable. It's comfortable, at least until the harsh summer comes. But I'm so happy I did this. Uh, I'm looking at my. Let me show you my row of. You guys should be able to see it here. You see the row of trees that are planted? Yeah. I mean, supposedly, in 3 years, they'll be as tall as the fences. I don't know. I planted them last year. They just seem to grow so slow. I know they take spurts, but one's already halfway up the tree. You know what I got to do is I gotta take one of these days. I just got to come in with a measuring tape and just measure each one, and once a month measure them and see what I'm looking at. As far as growth, kind of like my. In fact, it's funny. I never did that with the kids, but. So I got to check on the plan what's next, but I think I'm gonna, for sure, I want to bury the cable, the Ethernet cable next. But I'll see how I do it. So, for those of you watching last week, or actually a couple days ago, I don't know if you guys can see it behind me over there, but over at the if you look above, you'll see the I ran a rope and tied my lights up to the rope. So I got rid of those poles that were stuck inside the blocks. There's no more blocks on the outside. They're all inside. Everything arranged exactly where they're supposed to be. I'll probably get rolling on. I'll be doing the next set of blocks. I'll be doing in Monday or Tuesday. Monday afternoon, probably. I'll definitely do it Monday. But I got a lot of blocks left. But yeah, I think I'll do quite a few. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to get up and do the next one, but I'm just so exhausted. All right, I'll set you up now. Yeah, that's what I'll. In fact, I'll set you up right here because if I aim that way, that's where I'm going to run the Ripper. Let me show you what the Ripper is. The Ripper. All right, so uh, let me let's see here. Let me get the camera 1 second. Switch again. All right, neighbor's wall. There we go. All right. So here is the Ripper. So let me tell you what I got this week, and it's fantastic. Best thing I ever got is so this is I gotta eventually tighten. Let's see if I can tighten it. Yeah, those are messed up. Okay, so here's what we got. Um, this is a hitch. It's a 3-point receiver, 2-inch receiver, and right here I got the Ripper. It's really cool because when I go backwards, it'll come in. But if I go forward, this thing will dig into the ground and literally rip the ground. This all goes up and down. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So you guys watch as I do some fun stuff here. Let me see how far in I can get, and then I'm going to let me go right here. I can get a lot closer, man. Let's hook it right here. And you guys will see. I'm going to grab it right from. Basically, I'm going to let the ripper down here and go around. Here we go, folks. Time to rip. Whoever owned this house years ago buried, looks like some electrical EMT pipe there. Either that or threw it away and just buried it. But either way, it's pretty interesting. Yeah. Well, let me give you the good news and the bad news. The bad news is, you know, even with half-inch steel, the tractor and a tree, uh, well, let's just say the ripper is a little on the bent side. Let me show you how bent. Look at that. There's no longer a ripper. Now it's just a, I don't know what it is. I'll try to hammer it back in, but not the best ripper in the world. Well, anyway, at least I got my hole dug. That's the good news. So I'll start working my everything that way. Okay, where was I? Yes, this thing. Okay. I might end up buying a plow, because at least with a plow, it's a little heavier duty. I don't know. Got to be a different way to trench that leaves a nice clear, you know, buying a trencher. Diet Coke time. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. We're still working our way out there. Not too bad. This one's a little easier. More dirt, less grass. I should carry a cooler. I gotta, maybe I'll come up with a way to get a cooler on this thing. As soon as the roof's on, I'll stick a fridge inside the house. All right. Gotta tell you, folks, times like these, I want to rent a trencher for the day. But yeah, can't have everything. It would cost money, and every drop of sweat is money in my pocket. So gotta take it easy. Let's see here. All right, I should start laying that down, but the moment I do, I disconnect myself from the internet and I lose this signal. So I don't want to do that yet. But soon, and when I do, I'll go offline. But until then, looking good, looking good. See how long I'm trenching. Looking at about 100 feet. I got another 50 to go. Oh, oh. The Ripper took most of the work out, but I'm gonna have to go on some blocks or something, see if I can straighten it out. Or heck, I'll just use the loader to straighten it out. Not a good Ripper. Well, bottom line is I'm better off with a plow, with a 3-point hitch with a plow, but I got to find a small plow, but strong enough that it's good and beefy. You know, something that can, that when I'm going through a route, it either lifts up the route or pulls the tractor back, but doesn't bend out of shape. Because that gets quite annoying. Let's see. All right. My hands are getting a little raw. I forgot to put my gloves on. I got them right here, so I think I'll do that now. All right. My laundry should be done by now. Doing laundry today. Today's laundry day, amongst other things. Roots everywhere, folks. Roots everywhere. Including one right there. We're almost there, folks. Hey, Michael. Well, I'm okay. You see I got the Starlink satellite over there, and from the Starlink to that tree, I already buried the Starlink cable. Now, from the tree to the trailer, and this is temporary while I'm building until I get a. I've got the Starlink cable, rather the Ethernet cable, and and an extension cord that I'm going to bury until it's very. I'm not worried about the water because it's extremely dry sand. It's very a lot of drainage, so it's it's like leaving an extension cable out in the rain at the most. So it's not going to be a problem. And I've got GFCIs anyway, so. And up until it broke, I was using my ripper that I bought a ripper for the. Basically, it's a little 2-inch plow for the tractor, but the tractor made mincemeat out of it, bent it to between the tractor and a root. So the last few feet, I got to do it manually, but I would have had to anyway. I can't get the tractor in there. Okay, folks, I'm gonna have to let you go because the internet on which I am streaming is about to turn off for temporarily because I gotta bury the cables. I will catch you guys later, or tomorrow, or Monday. Monday for sure, because I'll be putting some more block up Monday. But if not by then, I'll see you guys Monday. Have a wonderful day. And let me just go to the camera here. Sorry, I'm just a little slow today because I'm, well, out of breath, tired. It's tiring. So I'm happy. I got the bulk of the work done. The rest is just extension cords thrown around for the cameras and stuff, and they're all temporary, so I don't have a problem with that. I may end up putting ropes all across the trees, and since it is all temporary, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, folks. Have a wonderful day, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.